Welcome, Sports Talk Live for the culture, fellas. What's up?
What's happening?
Another session in Saturday. A lot of things happening. What's going on, Jonathan?
What's going on?
What's going on, Doug?
Ain't nothing much, man.
Duke?
It's hot, baby. It's hot.
Nate?
The Raptors are stupid.
We're going to get in all that because right now, the talk is NBA. Went down last night. Definitely late last night, LA time, early this morning. I woke up, everything was a buzz. And it's a long time since, first time we led with this logo.
The clips.
The Laws have they eclipsed the Lakers.
Clips.
Jonathan, I know you're Laker Nation. We're gonna talk to you. I know the Laker Nation was a buzz. They were talk about putting together another dominant threesome in the league. Another what they call a super team, but it didn't happen. Claw and Order. The Godfather made some changes.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, I'm gonna reconstruct this league to fit me. Kawhi Leonard. And a lot of talk all week was Lakers, Toronto. Talk was the Clippers were out of it. They made a presentation. They were out of it. But, the Clippers are owned by one of the richest men in the world, and they have the logo, Jerry West, as their general manager. So let's never sleep on them. So when you definitely make a move, and a move was made to put these two players together, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, are going to play for the Clippers. The Clippers made a little noise. They pushed Golden State in the first round, won a couple games, and now the Clippers get the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes. They signed Kawhi as a free agent. I think it was 4 years, $141 million max. They could sign him, but also they got him a running mate, Paul George. PG.
What you need a running mate.
PG-13. In the PG-13, let's take a look at what they had to give up in order to make this happen with Paul George. And a lot of it is a lot of picks, a lot of young picks, things that, coming in, you don't know what these guys are going to be. But like we always say, I want to get a proven player because you don't know what the future holds.
Pretty much.
But 4 number ones, unprotected, a pick swap, 23 and 25, 2 players, 1 young player. What do you guys think? What do you guys maintain about this trade? Yay, nay? What do you think and how it affects the NBA overall?
I think it was a good move. I want to bring balance back to the league.
Balance to the force.
Yeah, if Kawhi would have went to the Lakers, that was just, to me, anything can happen, but that's like 4 back-to-back rings. It's that KD situation all over again.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's a good move for the Clippers because they can finally maybe get a ring. Maybe they got a chance now.
Doc Rivers, the coach.
Yeah, I like Doc, and look what he did with a less talented team when they against a healthy Golden State last year. It took him to 6. So you give him Kawhi and Paul George with that same core. I like their chance.
Yeah, it's what I got from it was like, they definitely gonna do some work. Do we put them ahead of purple and gold? I don't know about that.
Right now you do,
but I don't know about that
until y'all figure out roster.
I don't know about that right now.
But hold on. Easy.
But when you go and you look at those two, Kawhi was the best two-way player in the league last year.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to say who's the number 2 two-way player, you would say Paul George.
Paul George was talked for
so it's like
league MVP.
They got both. Yeah. They got 2 players that can lock you down and go for 30
each. Wasn't the number 2 too?
Well, number 2, number 3. Paul George is in the conversation. Yeah, he's not out of 5. You know what I mean? So and that's another person that can guard anybody, guard, and then they both can go for 30. So it's going to definitely be exciting, and it's definitely what basketball needed. But I also think that in the long run, if we able to pull it off, it helps LeBron out more that he didn't get Kawhi and did it. You know,
Yeah, no, you're right.
Helps LeBron out
I
more.
want you with that 100.
So
Yeah, you're right.
I think it was a good trade, man. I think for both teams, if you're OKC and you got a guy he doesn't want to be there,
You rebuild, yeah.
you know, for whatever reason, I mean, they got a nice little haul out of that for the next few years. I don't know how low those picks are going to be,
Yeah.
you know, but they got a nice little haul, and you know, for the league itself, you know, like you said, Kawhi going to the Lakers, you know, it probably would have been interesting. Maybe, you know, if you get Klay Thompson back, maybe around the All-Star break and a healthy Golden State, but. If he went to the Lakers, but now that he went to the Clippers, it's like you said, it's plenty of balance. It's some must see. It's more must see teams, you know, in the league, and so overall for the league, I think is good. I think if coming out of this, if the OKC can move Westbrook for more picks of players, you know, and Westbrook goes and you know kind of creates another title contender wherever he goes, you know, I think. It's nothing but a win for the league, man. And you know the super team thing, it is what it is. But when you got them spaced out, you know, two to three guys on one team, I think it's a good thing for the league.
I love the move. One, you know, like Jonathan spoke about it. You got two of the best that's in the game. If you win a championship, you know, 2 in the next 3 years, 2 in the next 4 years. Those picks don't mean anything because you won a championship. Like, who cares what you lost if you win a chip? Because that's what it's about. So you have a proven coach that knows how to coach the game. He's been around some Hall of Fame players. He knows style. He knows toughness. You know, in terms of what to do with both these guys, because that's what a lot of the problem is. Sometimes you get these guys and you don't know what to do with them. It takes you 20 games or 25 games to figure out the chemistry. Doc's not going to have that problem.
And he has the respect already.
And he has the respect already coming in the door. So he knows where he wants to put these guys to make everything jump off quick. And we can't forget a GM that made this thing work. We can't forget a owner who's, you know, a real billionaire. We're not talking about the you know, you owning properties that accumulate to billion. We talking about a guy who can go get his hands on $5 billion in cash. Like, that's a different type of billionaire right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about earlier how
he a liquid billionaire.
Oh, straight liquid billionaire. So we talked about earlier how when the Clippers went up for sale, you know, they were throwing around 1.1 billion and all this stuff, and then I guess he was like, all right, well, listen, I want the team, so here's 2 billion. Like, who seals deals like that unless you got real money?
Right.
Like, usually you play, okay, I'm gonna offer 1.1, I'm gonna offer 1.2. No, he was like, no, well, y'all stay here. This is my team. So you got the cash to make all types of moves. You got the coach and you got the GM. Everything's in place for them to win a championship.
Yeah, like you said, and he don't care about paying. He had the games like Mark Cuban.
Yeah, we got the Wild Wild West now. We got the Clippers. And we got the Lakers. It's time to get it on. You know what I mean?
Defensively, man, this team should be in terror, man. With Patrick Beverley,
oh yeah,
Montrezl Harrell.
Anything for anybody is not going to be easy.
And then you know, any given night you got a guy like Lou Williams that could come off the bench and give you 30, 40.
You gonna have a more experienced Shamet with that shot.
Yeah, so they definitely. I mean, to me, I got them over the Lakers right now.
Yeah, they number one right now.
Yeah.
Number one.
I'm gonna tell you why they
Vegas,
over LA.
Vegas has them as number one also.
I mean, you talking like Danny Green, who the Lakers just signed, and
$15 million a year for him.
Quinn Cook, who they just signed.
Oh, they signed Quinn Cook too. Wow.
But that's all they got right now. Like,
Yeah,
they don't have nobody else.
Caldwell Pope signed him back, and McGee.
I mean,
The best nobody. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they okay, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Don't call those guys nobodies while Jonathan's here.
I'm not changing anybody's life. You know what I mean? You rather have Caldwell Pope and JaVale McGee. You rather have Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell coming off the bench. They come off the bench.
It all depends on your team. These guys are still real small. They got to go out and get some bigs. This team is still real small.
Actually,
they have no power forward right
and
now.
they got a big from that the Lakers gave them.
They have no power forward.
Harrell's
right
a
now.
power forward.
They have no power forward.
And he's
right
a
now.
proven power forward.
They have no power
They
forward.
still
right
got your
now.
boy Zubac.
Hey, listen.
That's a center.
Yeah, I'm
One thing
just
we
saying.
gotta do. One thing we gotta do. You can pick all the players you want. You gotta
They
play
gonna
the
get
game.
Cousins. What?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta play the game.
And that's going to be an interesting point when you look back and see how, getting these guys, these new teams, who can gel, who can get those guys running, and who can get in position. Because I think early in the season it's not really going to matter. It's going to come down to who gets everything together when you start looking for the postseason.
That's what matters.
I don't think that people are going to be looking about seeding. I don't think the seeding is going to be big. I think it's going to be, okay, when we get down to the last few months of the season, have we gotten everything together? We're together, and let's go and let's move forward. I think that's going to be the big thing moving forward, and especially with Doc, you got to give the coaching aspect of it to the Clippers, and right now the roster. We'll see. I mean, that's
I like the
thing.
fact that nobody knew it was about to happen.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I
It's wide
like.
open.
That's what I like. Somebody knows how to be quiet.
Sunni gonna feel me on this little Game of Thrones reference. Yo, Kawhi was little fingered that situation. He definitely did.
Yeah,
And I feel like that Kawhi and Paul George is gonna be what Paul George and Danny Granger was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be that tandem they thought that was gonna be, but Granger, it's kind of fell off the deep end and whatever. And a little side note, y'all know why they gonna be the Kings of LA?
Why? Give it to me.
You know what LA area code is, right?
Yeah.
213.
Okay.
All
right.
It's the Claw and PG. they taking over.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
They'll never become the Kings of LA, man. They talk a little too much.
The Clippers have never usurped the Lakers. That'll never happen.
That'll never
happen.
They play in the
But
same.
for this-
What's the interesting thing? They play in
For
the
this
same
time
building.
frame, while they there,
Not gonna happen.
they might.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Lakers won 12 games one year, and the Clippers went to the playoffs. It still wasn't. You're not gonna be the Kings of LA. It's not
for
gonna
that
happen.
time frame.
They wasn't the Kings of LA. The Lakers were still a Kings.
You figure the 12
Not when it
games
was
in the
Loud
playoffs is different if they playing in the finals.
They both gonna be there. They both gonna be in the playoffs.
If the
This is
Clippers
when-
make it to the NBA finals,
They not gonna make
Kawhi
it.
said he gonna get the Clippers a chip, just like he got Toronto a chip.
Yeah, sound good.
We'll be interested, but
Hey,
one of
you
the
got to deal with him.
King James healthy, man.
one of the other side stories is this, and it's been a theme in the NBA for the past few years, is the whole Russell Westbrook saga. What happens with Russell Westbrook? Now, Kawhi reached out for Paul George and said, "Look, I really want to go to the Clippers, but I need somebody to come with me. I want you to come with me." And Paul George went to OKC and said, "Hey, I want to go to the Clippers, make that happen. I want to be traded. I don't want to be here anymore." Interesting enough, the Lakers were trying to get Paul George a few years ago, couldn't get it done. So what's up with Russell Westbrook? It would seem like on just looking at the situation that he's probably going to be moved. What do you guys think? Are they going to try to rebuild around him again, or you think he's going to be moved to somewhere else for more assets, and they're just going to blow the whole thing up?
First, I want to get a little quick shout out. My beautiful wife, Sheree. How you
Oh,
doing?
okay.
What's up,
All
Sheree?
right,
What's
all
happening?
right.
And I think Westbrook going to the Bucks.
You think he's going to the Bucks?
I think he's gonna trade him to the Bucks. That or the Heat.
I don't know if the Heat. I was talking about the Heat. I don't know what assets the Heats have left over, but the Bucks definitely have assets.
Yeah, I can see the Knicks having it too. I just don't want to go to the Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks is purgatory.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna stay. I think he lives and he thrives. That the NBA players and everybody look at him as that old time player. So I think he's gonna stay and just deal with the bumps and bruises as they come and deal with the frustration.
I feel sorry for him.
I feel bad for him too.
'Cause nobody plays harder.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think he's going to stay. I mean,
he
unless
gonna-
I don't think he's going to ask for a trade.
yeah, I think the team is going to be willing to get rid of him now. I mean,
Yeah.
if you buying into all of these draft picks, and what's the point of having Westbrook, making the 8th seed or potentially the 9, being the 9th week's team in the West, and your draft pick is 14.
Right.
There's no point.
You
in
want
that.
tank.
So they might as well go ahead, get rid of him.
Start the process.
Yeah.
Start the process.
Hinky's there next year.
He got a hefty number on it. Was it 44 or something like that?
He's averaging 40 million for his last 4 years of the contract. It's about a 40-year contract. Well, is it Russell's playing style? What is it about Russell that players, well, KD moved, but then now Paul George, who elected to stay at OKC, but then the opportunity to get to the Clippers and come home, he was like, I'm out, peace. What is it? His playing style? What is it about?
I don't really think it's his playing style because he changed his style to play with Paul George, and he made Paul George the number one.
Yeah.
And took the seat back, and Paul George liked it so much he signed the contract back.
Yeah,
on him.
exactly.
So I don't think it's really. I think he can adapt, and that's the thing. Like Westbrook can do whatever you want him to do. Like and that's what people take for granted. We call him a shooter because it's Westbrook when like we just see he averaged a triple double, so he can do whatever he want to do. It ain't like he does with the team. He does whatever he wants to do on the court. But it's like once you get put out in the first round again, as you with Paul George, like man, we just got put out in the first round by Portland. Who's somebody that you honestly doesn't even look at as a contender, then they put you out in the first round. It's like, how can we compete with anybody? So it's like, now you get the phone call that the Claw want to come holler at you. It's like, well, and I always wanted to be back in LA, and definitely I wanted to be back there. So now I got the chance to go back there.
I think it's his playing style, not necessarily the knock, because I love the way Westbrook plays.
Competitor.
I love his fire and all of that. And you're right, he did change his game and let Paul George take on a little more of the scoring. However, in the playoffs, crunch time,
he became Westbrook.
He reverted back to who he is, and that's usually what happens to you when you get in like a
tight situation.
Yeah, when you try to change who you are, when you get into certain situations, you're going to revert back to what your instincts take over. You know what I mean? He's an alpha male on the court, probably in his real life, but on the court. And, he's trying to win. He's going to go get it. He's not thinking, hey, man, let me get his ball to Paul George so he can bring us home. Nah, I'm going to bring us home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
we down 4. I got to go.
And if you're Paul George, you appreciate the season that y'all had and the season that he helped you have, but then you realistically looking at it, like you said, you lose to Portland and you thinking, wow, damn, I ain't even get a
without the
shot
center
off in X amount of time. And then you got people in your ear, man.
Yeah, that's what we told you.
But, it's just going to always be this way. You know what I mean? So, I think, I think all of that played a factor into it. And like you said, you're a low seed in the West as it is, and you're getting knocked out by Portland. You know what I mean? So are you better than Portland? Are you better than Denver?
Portland was actually handicapped too.
Are you better than the Warriors?
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
the answer is no.
So he made his escape. And to top it off, I get to go home too.
Yeah.
And play with basically the top guy in the league right now.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer for him.
I kind of, Westbrook, I do want to see him play with somebody who can possibly win it all, and they just need him to do so. Because, the guy, he plays so hard, man, But I do think his style has something to do with him not making it to these next rounds. But we so in love with him, you know what I'm saying? We like to see him do what he does. However, he's very ball dominant. One of the things that I said is I would love to see him play the 2 guard because 2 guards, they do what they do. Everybody's looking for them to put 25 shots up a night, whereas him, he's going to dribble the ball 20 times, not as much as Harden, but he's going to get it, he's going to go. And I always felt that if it was another guard that was into passing, he would that team would flourish more with him over there because he has to make what he wants to do, right? He thinks just like a 2 guard. I'm attack, and we love it. But he's not. He has gotten better, but he's not the facilitator that you would like to
natural point
to see. To see the ball get distributed around most of the times. And we love it, but where are you going? Where are you going?
To his to come, to be on his side. It's easy for him. It's easy for me to blow past you and go to the cup. It's not like I get a ball out to this guy, he's going to miss. they say I act like Kobe. Kobe ain't trust nobody. Like if I get the ball to him, he's gonna miss. Nah, I'm going to pass this ball, going to the cup, dunking on the center, and that's what's going to be. If the ball step up, I might pass it to him. That's how I get my 10 assists. But it's like, you know, like,
see, I think that's part of the problem. Like you said, Duke, for years, a lot of people said, you know, hey, man, why don't they just move Westbrook off the ball, you know, and have somebody else bring the ball up. They tried it when they had the kid Reggie Jackson, right? And, you know, get him off the ball and let him be that scorer. Just let him get his 25 shots. But I don't think he wants that. I think he wants to get his 11 assists and he, you know, his rebounds and his points, and because otherwise, you know, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah,
you know
he's one of those guys, and it's, you know, they come around every once in a while. People you just let them do what they do, and he might not be able to do nothing.
If you think about it, if you remember, Larry Brown came and he made AI a 2-guard.
Right.
He took the ball out of his hands and he made him a 2-guard. You know what I mean? And I mean, he averaged 6-7 assists a game. So would Westbrook be willing to be the 2-guard and average 6 or 7 assists a game, not get average a triple double every year? But now you're the leading scorer on the team.
I know the opportunity and the shots are automatically there once you decide you're a 2-guard. It's just there.
But the thing about it is, if you move him to 2-guard, you know, not to say that he can't do what Iverson did, but I don't want to compare him to Iverson either. I know how Sixers fans get a little excited when you compare people to Iverson. But, you know, Westbrook fire is different from Iverson. If somebody comes down and scores on Westbrook, he's taking the ball from that point guard. He's going down. He's going down and scoring. If somebody dunks on him, he's taking the ball. So it's never going to work. You just got to let this guy do what he do and almost make an Iverson team. Almost make defenders around him. You got to let this guy do what he do, and that's what he do. If you score on him, you're not letting the point guard bring the rock up. I'm bringing it up and I'm dunking on whoever down there. That's what's going to happen with Westbrook. That's what happened. Embiid dunked on him. And looked at him.
Yeah.
Westbrook came right down and dunked on everybody. You don't do that to Westbrook. You don't disrespect Westbrook.
This is the gift and the curse.
That's
and
not
you're going to have a guy that plays very hard.
Right.
And in the end, he's not going, you know.
That's not winning basketball. So you figure, like you said, he can be whatever he wants to be on the court. But does he want to win?
He wins enough games.
Does he want to win?
I mean, we just got to put it like everybody can't win championships.
You figured like even when we talk about Iverson, right? That comparison, he even said in multiple interviews his biggest regret is not listening to Larry Brown earlier, going to the 2, making the game easier for himself. Right, and that's what could happen with Westbrook. He plays hard, he plays defense, he plays a lot of minutes. You know, let somebody else bring the ball, save some of your energy. Just be the primary scorer. I mean, you figure a few years ago when Kevin Durant left, they had defenders around him. They had Roberson. They had Steven Adams. They had these guys in place, and he averaged a triple-double. They finished like 7th in the West. He won the MVP, and they got bounced out in the first round. So it's like, you know, do you want to win? At some point, you got to change his style of play.
Hey, listen, Father Time's going to make him do it. That's what's going to happen.
If that squad was on the East, he might have could have made some noise.
We still
got to remember. No, they wouldn't have won a championship, but he might have could have made some noise. He might have not got bounced out in the first round. Being on that West was a lot different.
Maybe we need to go to the Pacers or something.
Being on that West is a lot different.
Like when we talk about Paul, one other thing I want to bring up, like Paul George, you know, going to the Clippers. But what did Paul George do on the Pacers? Like Paul George was on the Pacers too, and he couldn't come out the East.
Nah, he's not. Danny Granger got hurt.
Well, that's because
Danny Granger got hurt.
Paul George isn't that guy. He's not the guy. Kawhi Leonard is the guy.
Yeah.
And Paul George he's back to being the second guy. You know,
Batman Robin.
He's back to being the second guy, which, you know, he's a good
Kyrie-esque.
He's a good second guy.
He's a great second guy. He's probably the best second guy that's out there. You know, for a second guy.
Versatility.
The thing about it, with a guy like Kawhi Leonard, if you rolling, he gonna let you roll.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you rolling, he not gonna take the ball out of your hands, and that's one of the things that I believe people have a problem with. That was the problem with Durant there in OKC, and you know, that was the problem here in the playoffs at the end of the game. He got into it with Dame, and you know, PG didn't see the ball that much at the end of the game.
And don't forget, PG did run into LeBron and D Wade, you know, so and Chris Bosh, that we can't leave that out. You know, and he didn't have Danny Granger, who was supposed to be their scorer,
and they lost in Game 7 of
and
the
they took
conference finals.
and he took LeBron to the 7. They didn't have their number one scorer. Danny Granger was out. And
that's why I'm saying he's more mature now, and he has a way better Granger That's what I'm saying. That's why you can't tell me.
Well,
they
Granger
not
was
going,
a 3-point shooter though. Kawhi can shoot the three, but he's not a Danny Granger shooter.
He's not Danny Granger.
No,
but
he's not a dart.
They got Schmidt for that.
Schmidt's not gonna get. They're gonna have the ball. Them two are gonna score 25
They got a
a night.
nice team. Man. They got a nice team.
We got some shout outs soon.
Oh, shout them out before we jump into those.
Deron Woods, what's happening, man? Out there in Seattle, Washington, getting ready football season.
Okay.
That fake 12th man. Coach Rogers, how you
They
doing?
gonna lose week 1 to the Bengals.
AD, high school AD, Mr. Howard Palmer, how you doing? Miss Gifford, Shelly Blackstone, Ishan Brown, Mike Miller, what's happening, brother? Ursi Watson, what's happening? Mr. Morgan, Bush,
What's up?
Rona, Rocky Brick out in California, I believe, still out there. Hope you're safe. I think you are. You wouldn't be watching the show, right? Charles Byers, West Virginia State University alum. What's happening, brother? Mr. Vic Karstarfin.
Oh, Vic.
How are you, brother?
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in.
And the one and only Relena. I see you sneaking in.
Hey,
How are you?
Yeah, we got Mike Jennings, cousin Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
You know,
How's it going, cuz?
we got my homie Steve Cruz, Saeed Cruz. What's going on, man? I told you come on down whenever you want to get on, Steve. I mean, we welcoming you, babe.
Yeah, we got 5 mics. We got open mic. Come on down. But I want to jump into those Philadelphia 76ers
such a
and
wonderful set.
the moves they made. The 76ers, and you look, and I had posted.
We got Jalan too. My fault. We got
Hey,
Jalan in there.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Chopped in.
What's happening?
76ers were not a landing spot for the top tier free agents, but I still think they made some really solid moves that put them at a head of the NFC of the Eastern Conference. Definitely what they put together was really nice. If you look at it, and I think you take a look at what they're trying to accomplish, moving forward. What do you guys think? They got a sign and trade with Jimmy Butler. We'll discuss that. They pick up Al Horford on a free agent contract. They bring back Tobias Harris, and they're starting 5 with Josh Richardson in the sign and trade from the Heat. Give you size, length, and defensive capability. What do you think about that starting 5 right now in the East on paper?
Anybody Sixers fans
On paper, it looks like it should be able to compete with anybody. I mean, all of those guys can shoot from wherever, except for Ben. Those other 4 guys can shoot the 3. They can shoot, the mid range, and they can, they. So it looks like, on paper it looks good, But the games aren't played on paper, and we need for Embiid to get into some type of great shape and. Lead the milkshakes and the 4 Chick-fil-A sandwiches alone. and if Al Horford can stay healthy, he's a solid pro, man. I mean, he can shoot the ball, he can defend. He's a smart player, he's
locker room
he's
guy.
Been around, and I mean, the bottom line is, man, the Sixers' future hinges on Ben Simmons' ability to shoot the ball.
Oh, okay.
That's the bottom line.
We're gonna get into the Ben talk. We're gonna get into the Ben talk because Ben got the bag.
You want to go?
I like the Embiid, the Horford, healthy. I like that ruggedness. It'll be tough for whoever decides they want to play down there. It's not going to be easy. They are defenders by nature. Tobias, Richardson, they unproven. I don't know how much battle tested they've been. I don't know if they ready for that playoff stretch, because you can't. I mean, you went to the playoffs, you lost to Toronto, right? You're right in the mix, so you ready to get back in the mix again. So you gotta go past the round that you were in last year, basically. So Ben, we waiting still. Right, for you to hit that jumper. Not waiting for you to hit the jumper, waiting for you to actually shoot the jumper.
Take the jumper.
Richardson, and like I said, Tobias, they I like them, but they're unproven. So we got to see. Hey, listen, we got to play the game. You can put these guys on the team all you want. You got to play. We got to see. But good job.
Good
job.
To the joint song. Go on.
Yeah, I hit it. Like initially, me and John talked about this. Just when it first happened, like I I ain't love it, but I did not like it at the same time. It just was like
You wanted Jimmy. You wanted Jimmy to stay, like everybody.
Yeah. But I dig everything they did.
Yeah,
like,
it was a nice bounce back.
I think
Like,
you have an outlier team. I like a team that's different than everybody. The Sixers have more size and length than anybody
exactly.
in the league.
When you break, I'm gonna say when you break it down, it's like the defense gonna be crazy. I think we're gonna be the best defensive team, like if not in the league, at least on the East. Because that Clippers team, like the defense gonna be crazy too. But like with the Horford, I'm sorry with the Horford thing. It's like Horford going to be that locker room person that we need, just like how Jimmy was the locker room person that we need. We more so need Horford to not be on the Celtics versus than really be on our team. Like so, but I'm glad that
you want him to do with the Sixers to what he did to y'all with the Celtics, basically.
No, at the end of the day, who gonna stop Embiid now that Horford not there? It's like not only did they went and got Canner. Canner he is probably the worst defensive big man in the whole league. Embiid gonna drop 50 on him.
You think?
I feel very strongly about that. He said half. I bet the over under 50 points if I seen it on the stage.
You taking over?
Yeah, so there's nobody to stop Embiid when we play the Celtics. It's like the East, like the Red Sea kind of parted open. Like it's just, and I like Josh Richardson a lot. Like I like him when he's with the Heat. Like I like that sign and trade versus just letting Jimmy walk. To get Josh,
yeah,
I love that pickup. Up and coming, we gonna see.
I love that pickup. Josh, good.
There's plenty of shots. For him in that offense.
Well, Josh Richardson's numbers were comparable to Jimmy's, but he's not. He isn't a closer. He hasn't proven to be a closer.
Right.
I think one of the things
his
about
average go up every season.
Yeah, one of the things about this roster right now, as you look at this starting five, the question is asked: who gets the ball in the fourth quarter when you need shots, you need buckets? Who's going to be the closer?
Yeah, I wouldn't say Embiid is going to drop 50. I don't know what's in that Wawa mango fruit drink right there. I wouldn't call him 50 now. But to go on what you were saying, Sunni, I think Embiid is going to be that guy. But I think it's not really about what the Sixers did that puts them, up there. It's about what all other teams lost.
They came back, yeah.
All other teams lost so much.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? All other teams lost so much. And it's like what they lost puts the Sixers right there. The Sixers made enough moves to still almost stay where they were at last year.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas all other teams, we can take notches on players they lost, this player they lost, that player they lost. Like by the Celtics losing Al Horford, he was the one that was locking Embiid down. Now, that's gone. Kyrie is gone. Kimba's gonna, do his job.
Rozier's gone.
Yeah, Rozier's gone. Kimba gonna do his thing, but he's not Kyrie. And he's not a closer like Kyrie. He's not a killer like Kyrie. So. That's a big difference. I think it's more about what the other teams did. But I like the Sixers lineup, and I think they're gonna. I think you gotta make them. On paper, you gotta make them the favorites to go out because of what the other teams didn't do. What the other teams lost. You can't count the Greek out. He didn't lose too much.
Nah.
So.
I think they match up. I think this team
don't count.
I think this team matches well up against Milwaukee because they got a lot of size and trying to keep Greek from going to the basket is what you want to do.
Right, but I thought Embiid can guard Greek last year if y'all would have played. I think y'all could have beat him last year, and by y'all only losing by a bounce to the team that won the championship, that says a lot also.
But I think one of the things interesting in terms you talk about basketball, you talk about the bounce for the Sixers, and that's a lot as Philadelphia fans. That we get caught up on that bounce, you get caught up on it because they knocked their team out. But what I think people forget, and it's interesting, Milwaukee was up 2-0 in Toronto, and that game with the double overtime. Game 3 with the double overtime. They were close to going up 3-0. And it could change the whole scenario how this thing played out.
Would have changed.
Oh yeah.
They get swept. It's still a market for for Kawhi's not as big and with the championship and MVP. So it's interesting to see how that team comes back and what moves they can make to improve. We'll talk about that later because they did bring back Chris Middleton and things. So what do you, Elton Brand, the Sixers general manager, he had a tough task with him, moving forward. And I think one of the things, he did a real good job because the Sixers, and a lot of times when you see these posts, it was like, well, why did you pay this guy? Well, who else were they going to pay?
Right.
It wasn't like KD, Kawhi, all these guys are beating the door to come to the Sixers.
Everybody would love to have them,
and you said, okay, we're not going to pay them, but we're going to pay Tobias Harris. Like you had to go out, and I think that what they did was they said, look, here's the free agents that want to be here and we can sign, and we're going to make sure we give them the bag. So it's word on the street is, look, we give you the bag if you want to be here. If you're a decent player. And I think that was really with Elton Brand. He had a vision, and he put together a physically tough team with size and length. And their starting five is a lot different. A lot of people want to play small ball, but they still have athletes.
Yeah.
It's not like these guys are
right.
slow-footed. These guys are athletes, and they can play, and they can cover, and they can hustle, and got real good basketball IQ. The thing about Jimmy wanting to go with the Heat, so a lot of talk about the Sixers offered Jimmy the max deal. He didn't want to be there. He wanted to move on. He wanted to go to the I guess retire in Miami. A lot of people moved down there. He got money from Miami, and he's on the team right now. It doesn't look like they're going to compete.
Not losing Whiteside.
But he will be the man in Miami.
I think Bam better though.
So what do you guys think about Jimmy, and why do you think Jimmy didn't want to be in Philadelphia?
I think he wanted to be the guy.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to have his own team. I feel like when he was in Chicago, he was the guy.
Yeah.
He went to Timberwolves. There was Cat's team. Even though he was when he came to the Sixers, even though he was like the vocal leader, it's still Embiid team. And then Simmons is like, the Robin.
Okay.
To Embiid's Batman. So it's like, you just some third superhero coming over trying to put your put your stamp on. You feel me? So
But
it's like
the Avengers had to do work. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But it would be interesting when we talk about if he was offered the max, but you never know because things leak out which is spin sometimes.
Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah,
once a
after
guy
the fact,
leaves.
spin like we're gonna spin it that we offered him the Liberty Bell and the Walt Whitman and $200 million. But he just didn't want to be here. But it's interesting to see he wanted to go to Miami, and people talk about what's down in Miami. I've been to Miami, but.
Hey, Miami.
Hey,
You got
that
Miami,
water.
then you got Philly. You got Miami,
People
you
that
got
never
Philly.
been to Miami, I guess. Is asking the question.
Tax bracket in Florida.
Yeah.
No,
State taxes.
D Wade is his big bro, so he wanna come in there and be the next Wade, I think.
And that'll be interesting to see. But I think what I said for the six teams like the Sixers, it's all about draft, player development, and trades. It's only a few places that the big free agents are going to go. And you're not going to be able to grab the big free agents, but you can put together a team with a trade that gets you in position.
Which was great for the Sixers.
Yeah.
Like we said, when you open up the market, you can't get those top tier guys. The KDs are not coming here. The Paul George, they're not coming here. So now you got to put as a GM. Now you got to put one of your main guys that you want to stay here doesn't. Now you got to put a competitive team together, and I think they did that for the most part. Now we might not like the dollars that was just around, but if my family members, I would love it.
Yeah, but I mean, you had to pay the players. Like who else? You bring in Horford or who else? If you don't sign Horford, I think having Horford on the Sixers is a nice fit for what he can help and be with.
And nobody's gonna like the price now with the money that's getting through. Nobody is.
And Tobias Harris wanted to be here. So.
We got a question from the fans.
Okay.
Johnson. They said, can anybody explain why players turn down the max contract? Is it because they rather, for their career? Is it?
Yeah, they want to dictate their career or whatever.
Well,
to me,
I think
I would say so.
It got a reason where you want to be happy at.
Right. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you want to play. You want to be happy. Like Duke says, they're still all shopping in the same arena. They're still vacationing in the same places where you super maxed and maxed out. You still getting a nice chunk of change.
Right.
It's not bargain basement. And I guess people just want to be happy. You don't know what the price tag is for the comfort of being happy and going to work. And that's what they want to do.
I know I had a friend of mine.
And a chance to win too. Like a chance to win, to be in that place where I'm back home and I got a chance to win.
I remember, true story, the great Dwight Hicks, Jersey native, San Francisco, two-time Super Bowl defending champion. He tells me, I say, during the time I was free agent for him, he was a free agent. He says that he's like, Duke, I was waking up every day, man, from the East Coast, and it was 75 degrees every day. That was it for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to be in the sunshine all the time.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, it's and like people tend to lose perspective sometimes that this is a job, right? So just like any of us, if we got choices of which job we gonna go to, we taking everything into account: the salary, the weeks of vacation, the location,
Travel.
travel. I mean, it's no different. You know what I mean? So if you're, you like you said, you Jimmy Butler, you got Philly. What was it? Maybe 30, 40 million dollars. I got that, and then I got a chance to be the lead dog on the team. Yep. In a city like Miami, where it's never cool, they don't have any state tax, so the money. Am I losing money by not taking the max and leaving Philly? By going to Florida with no state taxes. So
when I got money already.
When I already got money,
so
I'm 31, and I've never actually been the guy, right? So,
I want to be the guy.
I want to go into the season with all the expectations on my shoulder to be the guy to score the ball, you know what I mean, or to lead the team.
And he did that for Philadelphia in the fourth quarter.
He did. He showed that he could do that.
And you can't really begrudge him because he was a good soldier. He didn't, everything we heard about him coming here was, he's a bad locker room guy. He's this, he's that, he's a cancer. He wasn't that.
No,
he was
all.
The opposite
at
of
all.
that in Philly. And shit, man. Listen, man. You got a chance to work where you work right now, or you got a chance to go work in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. What you take?
Location.
Same amount of money, more. Definitely. The next big thing is from free agency. They played Horford. They played Tobias Harris, but they extended Ben the Bag. The extension, 5 years, about $170 million.
Boy, the things they were saying about Ben.
Woo. I mean, it got hot and heavy. I like the movie. I had to extend them. You're gonna be what Ben and Embiid become. That's what you're gonna be. I mean, that's what it falls on. A lot of people were like, he can't make a shot 170 million. He does other things to win. I always say he's been very Draymond Greenish up to this point. He does a lot of things: play defense, rebounds, help you wins, triple doubles, all that. But I like it from this perspective. There is no excuse. We gave you $170 million. You're not worried about a contract. You got your security. Jimmy Butler is off the team, so we're not giving the ball to him in the fourth quarter. He's not closing for you. The training wheels are off.
All the fingers are pointed at Ben.
Yeah. The training wheels are off. You want to ride the car. Here's the keys to the car. Eventually, you got to let your kids drive by themselves. And so here's the situation now. Yeah. And all the focus is on them as it should be because we're going to go as far as you take us. So I like the whole thing. And, they gave him the money, so it was no contract thing. I'm worried about my contract. No, we extended you max, $170 million, 5 years. So you got it all. All the things you need now, what do you need to do, Doug?
Shoot the ball.
That's all. We didn't even talk about making it yet.
That's what scares me about the 170.
But this could also be a steal. You know what I mean? Everybody talking about how he's not worth it. If Ben pans out the way how most of us feel as though he should, this will be a steal.
Yeah, true.
This will be a steal. He'd be a 220 player. This would be a steal. I feel, so
hey, if he is who he is and he turns
like
into
that,
that, he'll be back to the table again. That's all.
He'll get that.
He'll get that 2-something next time.
Can you say the same thing about Wentz, right?
Right.
It's just like that Wentz did. I agree with you.
Well, you almost have to. You can't. He's in a position where he couldn't ask for no more either. Just like Wentz. You can't. You got to prove now. Before you start talking that, I mean, this is other money, but that other money, right?
And you gotta look at it. You gotta sign your draft picks because, like we said, this is not the vogue place where everybody's going to be a free agent. Like the Kawhi didn't stop by Philly. LeBron didn't the year before. There wasn't talk about people coming to Philly, top tier free agents. But you have to sign your players and develop them, and that's the key. And you sign Ben, he's here, and now he's got to develop. A lot of people on the other side said, well, he has everything now. Why would he get better? I mean, at one point you drafted this guy for his competitiveness and ability to get better. I would assume that you will want to get better. Like you would want to win a championship. Other people.
He always talks about being the best, and he wants to be the greatest, and he wants to be. So for me, that's I guess that's one of my frustrations with him when you talk that way, and then you don't. Like Giannis, he says those types of things, but you see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Year after year, you see he comes back to the season with something he's added to his game that he didn't have the year before. And so far, we just haven't seen that with Ben Simmons.
Right.
So, that's everybody's question. It's not about, Will he do it? When will he do? It's like, yo, what's going on?
Right.
Why you came in, you didn't shoot. You came back and you still weren't shooting.
Right.
Like,
And he's always seems to be in great shape all the
Yeah.
time. Like
And it's
there's
like,
no
yo,
question about him working on his body. That's
how many
like, he's
times
always-
can we watch you at 6'10", drive to the basket, jump in the air,
off the
and
wrong
kick
foot?
the ball out to somebody that's 30 feet away from the basket when you right at the basket? You know what I'm saying? How many times can we see you do that? It's nobody's gonna block your shot.
Hey man, it's all on him. It's all on him. We as a basketball fan, you got your money. Everything is secure. You're around guys that you establish relationships with now, like Embiid. Like y'all been playing long enough to know each other. Now he knows where you're comfortable. He can get. It's time. It's time for any excuses or anything that was out there. It's time to. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
But then you figure, I don't think he does know where he's comfortable at because he won't shoot the ball.
And that's the problem.
it
That's
seems
one of the
like
problems.
The sweet spot to where, okay, he likes it, just to the left of the right elbow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like like Tim Duncan's baseline out of his bank
Yeah,
shot. Like Tim, Timmy hands the ball never comes down, bang. Like
His sweet spot is in the restricted area where he can jump up and dunk.
Yeah.
If I can't pass it to him there with the shot clock
well,
running down,
he's in the FIBA this year, right?
But-
With Australia.
he is supposedly.
Should we tune in and look for shots in there?
I will.
I think everybody is.
Would you expect him to be shooting jump threes and jump? Because in all honesty, he probably in that league could get in that competition can get to the rim at will.
If I'm him, I'm shooting all jumpers.
So
That's the thing you don't know how to do.
if we do watch that, and I'm pretty sure here in Philly, in this area, they're going to play those games. They're going to make sure those games are on TV. So if we watch those games and we see the same old men driving to the basket, finishing, dunking, whatever, or driving to the basket and like kicking it out, turning the ball over sometimes because he's kicking it out when he's right at the basket, that's going to be a problem.
So Philly fans, I want to share this with y'all. If y'all do see that same behavior, please don't break your TV. Please don't.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it's definitely. I think they made the move they had to make. They built the team the way they had to make it, and they put the ball in Ben's hands. Like that's what you would do as a GM, as what you drafted. You trust the people you got, and they made the moves that they could make to better their team. And with Jonathan saying people taking a step back, Toronto, Boston, and Milwaukee's still there, but you already played well against Milwaukee. So you should, on paper, look like the lead to come out of the East. Ben's development is about the chip conversation.
Yeah, and Horford coming also will help you with Embiid being fresh and Embiid being able to sit, and only have to play 30 minutes, 25 minutes some nights, based on how Sixers is rolling Embiid.
But it's interesting because Horford is 33 and Embiid is 25.
Well, health is health.
Yeah.
Like, you banged up.
Hopefully Horford can kind of get Embiid to see that, yo, dude, you need to get in shape.
Right.
You get injured sometimes because you're out of shape.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's up to them too.
Hey.
And the Sixers are going to go and be what they're going to be because of Embiid and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has showed what he is. I mean, Embiid has showed what he is, a player. We just need him to die and everything. And Ben Simmons has to develop a half-court offensive game in the playoffs.
Hey,
Especially for the playoffs.
hey, Horford got a better jumper than Ben.
Hell yeah. Oh, easy. That ain't a conversation.
The power forward got a better jumper than your guard.
I got a better jumper than
So
we talk about
so
that.
marinate on that.
Before we talking about that Clippers thing, we need to find out about Paul George's shoulder too. He just got surgery.
He said he was healthy.
He said.
Once they fix their leg, they fix their leg. He's good.
A couple weeks ago, he mentioned that he is good to be able to use both his arms.
Okay, eat food with him though. I don't know about dunking with it. I don't know about
The other story
taking a charge
that seemed to be big, but just got clipped by the Clippers, was the Brooklyn story. The other team in New York, where's Brooklyn at? The Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn.
They have acquired Kevin Durant,
Mm-hmm.
and Kyrie Irving.
Yes, sir.
Which was kind of a surprise. Kevin Durant won't play this year, but after that, they'll both be on Brooklyn. What do you guys explain the because everybody will think in Knicks. Like you go to the Knicks, you research the Knicks. The Knicks were just I guess a wasteland now. And Brooklyn has really taken over the limelight in New York, and it's the team to beat, up and coming. That's where the fights are. The Brooklyn Arena, Jay-Z's influence. What do you guys think about why Kevin Durant chose not to stay in Golden State and come back to Brooklyn? He said he's friends with Kyrie, was following Kyrie. What do you guys think?
I think he actually was not going to go to Brooklyn. I think more the injury pushed him to Brooklyn. I think he was really going to go to New York, the Knicks.
The Knickerbockers.
But I think that injury moved him a little bit, whereas though he don't know who the Knicks is going to get. So,
Well, the Knicks didn't.
Oh, the
they
Knicks-
didn't offer
the Knicks
that,
didn't
that
want it.
max either.
If the Knicks get Zion, do you think that changes the thing?
I
Or
think it does. I think it changes a whole
Kyrie
lot.
goes there, he goes there, Zion. And so,
So you figure, you figure Kevin Durant is what 30, 31?
Yeah.
And if you look at the rosters, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you got
Oh yeah, it's no brainer.
Dinwiddie, you got Karis LeVert, you got good young players. They had a great run last year.
Right.
Did they?
Led by
very good run.
D'Angelo Russell.
Right.
So now you replace, the leading scorer D'Angelo Russell with Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Then you add a Kyrie Irving to the mix that wasn't there, so you still got Dinwiddie, you still got Karis LeVert, you still got
Jared Allen.
the
Josh,
big,
the
the big
center.
guy. You still, so they if you just purely looking at the rosters, if you're Kevin Durant, you're saying, man, if I go to New York, we gotta hope we can snag some other free agents.
Right.
If I go to Brooklyn, they already got a playoff team. in place.
Right.
and Kyrie wants to go there.
So if they were the 6th seed, and now you add myself and Kyrie Irving to the East, right? They should be a perennial Eastern Conference Finals
one to come
challenger
out,
at least.
Number one to come
at
out.
a minimum.
Number one to come out.
So when
Just call it what it is.
So when Kevin Durant comes back healthy, I mean, Brooklyn is sitting in the catbird seat. In my opinion.
Yeah, they are. But even with all that, he still was thinking about. He was actually trying to pull Kyrie to New York, and Kyrie was saying, "Nah, Knicks." He was trying to pull him to the Knicks, and Kyrie was saying, "Nah, we going to Brooklyn. We should go to Brooklyn." But I think the Zion, like you said, the Zion move messed it up, and then also with the injury, and then Kyrie said, "I'm
thing too.
right." And then once when Kyrie said, "I'm all in on Brooklyn," it was like,
I mean, like I said, I
What I'ma do?
don't know if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm looking at provenness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for I gotta go on a team and hope this rookie develops in a year, 2 years.
Right. Now's now.
Right,
31.
I have the Ben Simmons situation. I'm looking at these guys on Brooklyn. These guys can shoot.
Right.
They can put the ball on the
They
floor
can play.
and get their own
They can
shot.
play, period.
So I'm looking at that like, man, we could be a kind of a Golden State East.
Well,
You know what I mean? With ball movement and hey man, whoever's hot, get it going.
right.
And,
Well,
and that's not in New York.
not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Who knows? Zion Williams is an incredible, once in a lifetime athletic talent. But who know? He might come to the league and decide he want to spend all this time in the club.
I know one thing.
You know what I'm saying? You
better
gotta
be
go
careful
through
Stay
with
away
that.
from them cheese
gotta
sticks.
go through that phase.
That's what he better
You know what I'm
do.
saying?
Or don't get hurt, because man,
You just never know, man.
That
with
New
these
Orleans
young
food
guys.
down there.
oh my goodness. But I'm gonna go ahead out and say, Kevin Durant. I don't feel that he was the best player on Golden State,
Absolutely.
but I don't think that he felt that.
I agree.
So I think it. You got one foot out the door like that, because that's.
Well, he should have felt that coming in. He kind of knew.
I don't know if he, because you better. I think that they knew, because you seen Clay and you seen Steph defer to him.
From day one.
Lets him know.
From day
Lets
one.
him know that I'm better. But I don't think he felt that. Like, I'm talking about
ain't for the-
fans.
ain't
I'm
for
talking
the
about
love.
right.
Ain't for the love.
And that's
Right.
because part of that is because you got the guy with the biggest mouth on the team kind of telling you that.
Right.
Same one that,
You know.
that came to help recruit you.
Right, the one that was crying called you in the parking
Right.
lot is the one that's telling you we don't need you, we want without you.
Right. So then when
call
you
you
got
out your
that,
name, whatnot.
now you one foot out the door. You know what I mean? When that happens, so you know how we see what's happening in the league now. You got all these guys, these top guys. You a top guy, y'all friends.
Yeah.
Y'all know. Oh, they can offer me 220. They the conversation. See how we sitting here at the bar at the house? You know they offer me max deal, which is 225.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go out for this, but I'll probably do 185. Let's go play together. Like it's like it's like having a beer.
Yeah, he
So
definitely.
it's easy. You know what I mean? So as far as them two getting together, like we said, Brooklyn was already in the mix last year. Mm-hmm. Like you had to play to win, right? And now you add them two. It's like, come
And you
on.
think about it, who did Brooklyn lose? They lost Rondé. Shout out City Kid.
Yeah. Hey, anybody pick Rondé up yet? Or you still
Not
free?
yet. They lost
D'Angelo Russell, right?
D'Angelo Russell, Jared Dudley, and the other kid that came from Atlanta before he went to Brooklyn. I forget his name. They lost him too. I forget his name.
He's blanked out.
Yeah, Wake Forest dude back in the day came out of
Oh yeah, Alan Crabb.
nah.
Oh, they
nah.
lost some too though.
So they lost, but they lost what you lost and what you got.
Right.
in
Not even
return.
comparison.
Right. So
So Kyrie's gonna hold it down this year.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And he's an East Coast guy, Jersey dude.
He know next year gonna be different.
it's gonna be a different energy.
Yeah, so he ain't gonna be all right. But KD knew that he was the best. Everybody knew he was the best, but like you said, like they put in Johnson just said KD was sensitive. So KD was hearing, so many things in his ear, and it was bothering him. And KD got
He's not the blockout guy either.
but he got on this, he's not a blockout, yeah. And he got
But you
They
knew
tell
when
you
you
got
go
four
there.
different burners.
but it's never gonna it may be okay where he's going now because there's no other player there. He's going there with the best player. But you gotta understand where he came from. You came from a team that you built to a team that was already built.
Right.
And they won 79 games.
It's a big difference from
73 games.
you building a team and the fans
Absolutely.
are going to treat you different, So
Absolutely.
he didn't understand that, I guess. I built this team, whereas though I went to a team already built.
And I think it all depends on a thing. And I know it's light years away. When Moses came to 88 to the Sixers in 83, the first thing he said, "This is still Doc's team. This is Doc. Oh, we need Moses to win this chip." But the first thing Moses said, "This is Doc's team. This is I'm just here, to play with the doctor." And that's the big thing. And I think if you look at Kevin Durant, and all these things will leak out and come out now, the burner accounts and things like that. He kind of has like his ears, his antennas up. You just got to go and do work and play. You knew you wanted to win, and you wanted rings, and that's what they're gonna say. Like, I got the rings. We won championships, and I was a key part to that. And nobody can take that from you. I still think they needed him to get over LeBron. So definitely he was a key part. But you gotta be able to deal with Draymond, who's temperamental, who's going to one day we all cool, and next we're talking about your mom. So you gotta be able to do all that to deal with that. I guess he couldn't deal with it. And if you can go somewhere with your friend Kyrie and make a good amount of change, because you still, like we talk about, there's a lot of good investments in Silicon Valley. That's why guys get banned for a year, not life, when they grab somebody. The side note.
Is that how it is?
He got a lot of money. So definitely he said, "Look, I'm gonna go back here and play." And I like it. I like the fact that we got duels all around the league, and let's see who can put it together.
I think we missing one factor that's big in all of this. Kyrie dropped his agent and signed with who?
Jay.
Signed with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Where's Jay-Z from?
Brooklyn.
Kevin Durant
Signed with
Jay-Z. Rock Nation.
Rock Nation.
So it all came together.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z put it all together.
So let's not forget about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's making moves, so I'm definitely,
That's why he gave up his ownership so he can become that. He gave
Yeah.
that ownership up so he can be an agent.
Yeah, I mean, there's money in the agency, to control. You get your 2% or 1%, and you make some good money, and you put that in with your brand, and then you market yourself. It's a very good.
Then
move.
everybody follows.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see. I think Master P tried to start it back in the day.
Yeah.
But Jay-Z
Got Ricky Williams a terrible contract.
Little side note, I just happened to bump into on my Twitter account here. Boogie Cousins signs to the Lakers.
Oh, Lakers.
Whoa.
Boogie right here.
Boogie down.
I knew he was going to LA with us. Look at
Boogie down. Oh, there you go.
He like that. Look at
Happy birthday, birthday, Jonathan.
Boogie on that.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Hey, so that mean McGee not coming.
I don't know.
There's no reason.
Need a bench.
Got
Got
a
a
bench.
And Damari Carroll was the guy I was thinking of.
Oh, Damari
They
Carroll.
gonna play
Okay,
together.
yeah.
They played together down in New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
But he really. I don't think they can play together with the space, and LeBron gonna need more space, and they not gonna be able to play together all night.
Shit, they
Make the call, Jonathan. Find out what kind of
They not
offense
gonna
they're
be
going
able
to
to
be
play
running.
with LeBron. LeBron need that middle to be open. He can't have Twin Towers down there all night.
They might go back. You know, it might be a
Nah,
different
see, man,
basket.
yeah.
People, I think.
LeBron said he won't play the point guard this year.
And you
Exactly.
And
So
you
you gotta
got
drive.
And you gotta forget though, Boogie can shoot the 3 and so can AD.
Yeah.
He gonna be
He
magic
can
out
space
there,
the
Joe.
floor.
We about to
AD
find
gonna
out
be
some
Chris
things.
Bosh.
That's
That's what we going to do.
and a better defender.
Yeah, I just got the alert. Cousins to the Lakers.
Cause hey man,
I mean, definitely. And then you get Iguodala on the Lakers.
the chips is falling now. So now you got the
y'all
Clippers.
get Iggy.
Now you got the Clippers and the Lakers
also-
fighting
they
for,
also-
it's
for all
gonna-
the players.
It's
They
gonna
also
be
reported
an
that
LA
Westbrook-
Western Conference Final.
Well, they're fighting for players right now too.
Westbrook.
Yeah, they also reporting that Westbrook and his agent are engaged in trade talks with the OKC's GM.
Okay, where
Where you think you want to go? Teams you talking about?
They ain't say no team.
Oh, Milwaukee. Yeah, I'm saying Milwaukee.
Happy birthday.
Nah, happy birthday, man. That's gonna be a problem for the Sixers. Sixers to the Knicks.
Toronto? You saying she go out there to Toronto?
Yeah, hey, it's open for him.
I mean, hey, you go out there to
If
Toronto.
Toronto do that, that makes them even more dumber. Because why wouldn't you do that and keep Kawhi? If they go get him now, because they ain't want to get him because of that extra money, his contract, and let go of Siakam.
It'll be interesting to see. The saga continues, but Claude Order had a suspenseful, just with a little twist at the end.
Come on.
That's what he do. He saved the NBA. He put it in. I mean, look, dynasties and evil they draw ratings, but I'm just like the fact, even for the Sixers, it helps that this thing is wide open.
Wide open.
And Clay got the bag. They gave him 190.
Clay.
We expected that. We expected him to get
Cut the check.
But I don't think Golden State's too far out there with, if they, I don't know what they're going to do with D'Angelo.
They said they trading him.
Yeah, they're trading. So
They trade D'Angelo?
They said they're going to trade. They're looking to sign a trade D'Angelo. I don't know where to.
JaVale McGee.
They trying to get a big man?
Lakers.
I'll trade Al Horford for him. I don't know what they doing.
I think the Lakers are trying to go big. I think they're going to.
Cut it out, Nate.
I would.
I think they're going to try to go big and throw the ball down low, whatever.
We'll see. In and out.
Would you want Westbrook on the Sixers?
Clippers have no.
I asked Doug there earlier. Doug said, "Would you do swap Westbrook and Ben?" Doug shut it down quick.
No, Ben, no.
Y'all need to score. Y'all can get somebody that can score.
Doug
30
shut
a
that
night.
down
But
quick.
not for Ben.
Would you do it for Richardson
Like you
and
just said where
Horford?
Ben supposed to go.
Would you do it for Richardson and Horford?
I don't know how they would coexist.
I would do it for Ben.
Well, Ben's not going to shoot, and Russ is going to shoot all the time.
Yeah, but when Russ played the off ball, that's what I'm saying. Russ want to bring the ball up. We need Ben to dribble.
Nah, he don't need
And let Ben go to the 4.
Nah,
Ben go to the
hypothetical.
4. I'm with that.
That's what Brett Brown gets paid to do.
Yeah.
Man, Brett Brown ain't no real coach. I'm gonna say it right now, man.
I'm getting
Doug
rid
said
of
he
Ben.
ain't doing it. Doug said,
I'm
"Nah."
getting rid of him for Russ. I won't get rid of him for a lot of players, but for Russ, yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's somebody's gonna spread the floor, open the floor up.
But is
Then
he
it's
gonna-
clogging the floor up.
But
like
is he gonna
Embiid,
pass the ball
like
at
that's the
the end
thing.
of the game,
We
or
keep
is he
saying
gonna
B
try to
got
do
play, stop playing from the 3-point line, but Ben is playing down low. And B gotta go out there, or it's gonna be doubling up on Ben when he go down there. Like,
the problem you got with Westbrook is he gonna get a ball up
yeah, he get a ball up. The man averages 15 assists a
in
game.
crunch time?
He the alpha male. He the dog. Give him the rock. Watch him go.
And that gets him bounced every time. That's against
Man.
Kevin Durant, the one that lead.
Look,
That gets
y'all
Paul
got
George,
the
the
length.
one
Y'all
that
got
lead.
defenders. Y'all
As
can
bad
teach.
as it sound,
You figure
Westbrook with that team would be great.
figure-
I ain't gonna lie.
Joel
Westbrook with
Embiid-
that, all those pieces, it would be great.
Joel
I ain't
Embiid
gonna
had
lie.
a problem.
I
He
don't
had
wanna
a
do
problem.
it, but I feel you
have a
though.
problem with Westbrook.
he had a problem when Jimmy Butler first came. If you remember,
wanted
he
that.
was
He
saying,
wanted
I don't know my role. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. He had that same problem when Jimmy Butler came.
you
And Jimmy
saying-
Butler wasn't even a
Right,
volume
right,
shooter.
right,
So
right.
now you think Russell Westbrook coming in is going to have the ball in his hands all
Well,
the
I think
time?
what hurt was because Tobias Harris is a volume shooter.
Now-
Lloyd Free says my sources say that he's a volume shooter and he needs volume. Like,
So what do you need,
if
20 shots?
Yeah, you don't expect him because
That's not a lot.
yeah, if you get 20 shots,
If you don't have
35,
no- if
six
you
of
don't
those
have-
shots,
if
he's
you
gonna
don't
be
have
hot.
other
He's gonna
shooters,
bang out 3 in a
if
row.
you don't have other shooters,
You figure like this, in the last few years since Ben been playing, the Sixers are typically at the top of the league in assists per game, per team, already.
right?
And that's because of ball movement and passing the ball, getting the ball
Oh,
to
it's
the open
opportunity
guy,
in the Sixers
and
offense.
nobody dominating the ball.
Yeah.
And so with Westbrook averaging all those assists, his team is not in the league. It's Golden State, Philly, those type of teams that move the ball around where everybody's getting in on the assists, everybody's making the extra pass, everybody's getting to the better shot. Those are the teams that's been the new trend in the NBA.
Right.
That's what Brooklyn went to. That's what all of these teams, that's what they went to.
But
so a guy like Westbrook, that's a old 2000s, 90s style of play.
Yeah, but
and
that's
it
when you
don't
don't
work
have,
now.
But that's
it doesn't
but
work
that's when
now
you don't
in the
have
NBA.
you don't have a gunner. Sixers don't have a gunner to do that.
You don't need a gunner.
OKC do it because they have catch and shoot players. Y'all don't have no
Who?
catch and shoot players.
Who?
I mean, not OKC. Golden State does it because they have catch and shoot players.
The Sixers
Y'all don't
are
have
right
catch and
behind,
shoot
but the
players.
Sixers are right
but
behind,
y'all-
if not leading the league.
Y'all
If you
just
look it
running
up,
around though, y'all don't have nobody to go to. Y'all don't have nobody to go to and can say get buckets all night.
but you
can do that with Westbrook.
But
Get buckets.
but that doesn't win in the NBA now. One guy's not beating five.
You have to have that.
What do you think? Why do you think LeBron James couldn't compete with Golden State?
Because of Kevin Durant. That's
One-
it. It
one
wasn't
guy
about Golden
can't
State.
beat five.
It was because Kevin Durant. Kevin
we-
Durant could beat five.
We seen the same thing.
Kevin
when we saw
Durant
the,
could beat five.
We saw the same thing when Kevin Love and them got hurt. LeBron dominated. He scored more points, rebounds, assists than everybody, and they got smoked.
And he took them to the wire that whole game with
But they got
5 or
smoked.
6.
They lost
by
five
1 and
games.
2 games. They
At
lost
the
by
end
1
of
and
the
2
day,
points.
But they
I
lost.
think
You
that-
can't
But it was
beat
1
one
and 2
guy.
You
points.
need to maximize
Right.
your
You-
players on the court. Everybody now.
Everybody
say
has to be
Westbrook
able to score.
Say Westbrook did average 30, right? It wouldn't be fair for Embiid to average 15.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be upset with that.
Embiid gotta want it. If Embiid won it, Westbrook will give him the ball.
But
he just gave
gotta
Paul
maximize.
George the ball.
You got- but
He just
he's
gave
a
Paul
wing, though.
George the ball.
He's a wing.
He
But
just
You
gave
gotta
Paul
figure
George
out
the
how to
ball.
feed
And they
your
were the
players that
seventh
they're
seed?
supposed to.
But he never had a big man like Embiid.
It's on the
They
West.
were the seventh
It's
seed.
on the West.
Well, I
It's
don't
on
think
the
Embiid
West.
and him
What
like
do you
each
mean?
other, so that
West
ain't
and
happening.
East is
James
two-
Harden dominated the ball just as much as Westbrook.
He wasn't the
Everybody-
7th seed either.
Everybody
They was the
on the
3 seed.
floor.
Exactly.
That's a big difference.
Exactly. But they passed the ball and they shoot 3-pointers to the open guy. They had
Pass
more
the ball.
shooting.
James Harden.
James Harden was what? He probably was in the top
Everybody
5 in
gotta
the league in
maximize.
assists.
Come on, man. Everybody
He had
gotta
7
maximize
assists. His
their
team wasn't.
talent
You was
on
talking about as the
floor.
overall
I
team.
agree. I agree. But they don't. That's the way they play. And
Okay.
guess what?
Westbrook was.
And guess what happens in the playoffs? They score 60. They win 60 games a year, and in the playoffs they lost. Kevin Durant got hurt, and everybody thought, "Oh man, Houston gonna smoke him." And guess what? That hero ball got them beat because Golden State was still
They
passing
ain't
the
get
ball.
the calls. They ain't get the calls. We watched that game together. Rockets ain't get the calls, man. Bulls was under James Harden at the 3-point line. They wasn't calling foul.
Did you watch those?
We watched the games.
Did you watch them 0-1 Toronto or 0-1 Milwaukee teams
Listen,
yet?
we can't go by that. We got to go by the day's game. They robbed James Harden on
Listen, man.
number
hero,
3-point shots.
Hero ball is not winning in the NBA no more. You're not having one guy that's going to dominate and beat a team when they got 5 guys. When you got to play 40 minutes, and by the end of the game, you tired if you got to do all of the work, and these guys are passing the ball, spreading the ball
And
out,
it is very
getting
impressive
scoring
when
from
they do
everybody.
it. We love to watch it too.
You
but
put Westbrook on
where's it
that
gonna
team.
get?
That's basketball.
You put Westbrook on that team.
One
that
guy
killer,
can't dominate the
He's
ball
going to turn the whole Sixers into killers.
because
Everybody going to be hoodied up.
because what happens
You all right over
You
there,
put
Sue?
Westbrook on that
because
team.
You
what
keep him
happens
for the future.
you
said
get it
Westbrook for the now.
you get a guy like Joel Embiid and he ain't getting the rock. Guess what else he ain't doing? He ain't playing no D.
Well, put plug Horford in.
He ain't playing no
Plug
D.
Horford in. Set him out.
So you know,
Plug Horford in.
and that's what happens with
Pull
Westbrook.
Horford
That's
in.
why
Pull Horford in.
that's why Westbrook ends up with a guy
Shout out
like
to Steve Lamar
Roberson
Easy.
as his shooting guard who's shooting air balls.
That's why y'all got Horford. Cause,
You know what I mean?
Because
So-
we always talk about KD sensitive. Your man Embiid is sensitive.
Well, that's
too.
cool.
I don't know my role.
That's cool.
Hey, if I was to play D and get buckets.
The thing is this.
he is
The thing is called. It's a thing called insanity. What's the definition, Duke? I know you know. I know you know what the definition of insanity
what it
is.
look like.
It's doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. And how long has Westbrook been in the league doing the same thing over and over and over again?
He switched it up this year.
I'm just saying.
He
Got
switched
some
it up
shout
this
outs.
year.
Sue.
He
Oh,
got the
shout
same
him out.
result.
Shout him out. Shout him out.
Mr. Ronald Solomon, how are you? Robertine, Mr. Paul Simmons, Charles Edward Smith, defensive coordinator down there in Memphis at the Powerhouse program, high school football.
What's going
we need
on?
you up here, brother.
Yeah, we talked about that time.
David Harper, Mr.
David
Miss
Harper.
Danielle McGrath, how are you, Headley? Thanks for joining in. Shane Blunt, Miss Wendy Dublin, Jen Pearson, Steve Smith, Sean Sims, Iron Mike Starks, Hot Rod Murray, Unc, what's up? Jason Reeves down there
going on?
in ATL. I know you down there burning up, brother. Miss Juanita Gibson, hello. Hot Orlando, Florida. Miss Tina E. Clark, and Roberto Lombardi, Kriston Boo Lewis. Thanks for joining.
Oh, thanks for doing it. Definitely. Look, we got a couple players up on the screen now that have been picked up or signed. Kemba, Chris Middleton signed back with Milwaukee. And we have D'Angelo Russell, who signed with Golden State, but everybody believes
Don't get comfortable, huh?
he don't get comfortable. Don't look for no apartments because you're going to be moving pretty soon. What do you guys think about?
Don't think
Kemba?
you'll splash triple it.
Yeah. What do you think about Kemba and the Celtics? You think that'll be a better fit? We debated Kemba, Kyrie. I would Kyrie's a better player, but do you think Kemba will be a better fit in Boston? Better fit moving forward.
I'm really not too psyched on that because now you got not a bad player. I don't want to take anything from Kemba, but you got a notch down from Kyrie, and the problem was that the team never knew who was the number one. So now you give me a lesser Kyrie, and who's the number one now?
He a team player.
Nobody's still a number one. So it's like I don't know.
It's gonna be a collective.
It was already not a number one with a star.
All right, so
Kyrie's a star.
So here you go. We talked about this now some months ago. We talked about how Tatum, this might be his coming out thing.
He's gonna have to.
That's what I'm saying.
But does Kemba feels he's the number one?
Sometimes you just need to just go ball.
But what
Don't
I'm
call
saying is
yourself
Kemba
nothing,
and
just go
Tatum is
ball.
closer than Kyrie and Tatum game on who's going to be the number one. Now they're right there. So now
you
it's
don't
like,
have to be the number one. Just go ball. You know,
Yeah,
the
see, I
ball.
think-
You swing
see,
the ball. You pass
this-
it. I'm open.
This ain't no knock on my man Jonathan right here. This is how you can tell he's a young guy, man. Because when basketball was rolling and it was a team game, Showtime Lakers, 86 Celtics and Pete, nobody ever mentioned who was the number one, who was the number two. We just gonna go hoop. We just gonna go hoop. We gonna
ball,
pass the
go
ball
ball.
to the open man and we
You got
gonna
a
run.
mismatch.
We gonna pass. We gonna cut.
but
We gonna
we
screen.
talking about today.
And
Today is about the number one, though.
so today, that's what they do. Because in
Absolutely.
Golden State, everybody was, hey, Kevin Durant's the number one. Kevin Durant's the best player. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Same thing at the Nets last year. So I'm saying, I
Yeah,
think that,
like if you look back in the Lakers in the '80s, Magic was the distributor, and Magic had no problem with James Worthy being MVP and winning. Like,
not at all.
Look, Worthy, there's nobody on this floor that can guard you.
Yeah.
You got. I'm not
said
worried
the same
about
thing about Kareem,
yeah,
too.
right. Skyhook. We need a Skyhook now.
Yeah.
Whoever had the mismatch,
But we going to it.
that's
not
who we
basketball
gonna
today.
kill you.
Jimmy Butler went into Miami to be what? The number
Nah,
one.
if you
Like, that's not today's basketball.
actually, if you watch today's basketball with the Golden State in them, and you go back and watch the Lakers in them, you gonna see that ball moving. Pass, cut, screen, pass, cut, shoot,
That's what they
open
have.
shot, swing
they
the
don't have
ball.
a penetrator. They don't have a dribbler. They don't
Who?
have that.
Who?
Who you just named?
Golden State.
They don't have that. When Kevin Durant went there, they was sitting there. They don't have just somebody that's gonna go get buckets all night. That's not Steph game. Steph don't have that.
Steph can do
Steph
that.
comes
He
around.
can penetrate.
If he wanted
Penetrate
to.
kick, Clay can penetrate kick too.
He couldn't do nothing. He just couldn't
If that's
do
the case,
nothing.
then everybody will be sitting on the line.
He can't.
Somebody gotta crack the
That's
middle
not
to
Steph
kick
game.
out.
It's not Steph game. Steph game
I think
is
you
not
might be sleeping on Steph, man.
Yeah, Steph is
He does the Sunny. Like
he's a shooter.
He's
And
a,
then some.
he's a basketball player. He gonna make the
right.
winning basketball
Steph is a
play.
three-point
To make the play.
That's what Steph is.
He's more than that.
Nah,
He
they
does
don't
that
have
better than anything.
They don't
Yeah,
have go.
that's
go
his.
get
That's his.
buckets.
That's his best ability.
They don't have the go get buckets players. When you had teams with go get buckets players, even back then they went and got buckets. They don't have go get buckets players.
But the thing about it is, see, this is what you're missing is these guys, they pass the ball. Magic Johnson
And
would
he
get the
move it
ball.
all the
He
time.
might dribble 2 times and fire a pass across the court.
Why?
Because they
Magic-
run in the court.
Magic was not that fast at the dribble. Magic could not shoot the tray ball. Like, come on, no.
You didn't see that push you?
No.
That
He
was
was not a
money.
knockdown.
You ain't see that?
Magic would go coast to coast.
Magic
Like,
was
Magic would
not
get the lead.
that-
Can't leave
Come
Magic.
on,
Listen,
come
you couldn't
on,
leave
man.
Magic open for them three.
Come on,
But
man.
what Magic
Come
was
on.
going.
Magic handle was not like a LeBron. Magic was not.
It don't
that.
matter. It
Magic
don't
was not
matter.
that at 6'9". Magic was not that at 6'9". Magic would back the players down.
What?
I got the tape.
Wow.
I'm a Lakers fan. Like,
Wow.
It was called Showtime. Not for
Wow.
back. It was called
He ripped
Showtime.
it,
No, hold on.
ran, found the open man to cutter. That's
Hold on.
what- that's
It
what-
wasn't. It wasn't called Showtime because you were backing people down.
Wow.
It was called Showtime because you were running the floor fast break.
Running and gunning,
Yeah,
scoring
running and
130 a
gunning.
night.
I'm gonna get it. Now, what y'all gonna do? Y'all better go.
Scoring 130 a
When I get it,
night.
y'all better go.
It was Showtime.
That was
It
when
a show.
that was when everybody. That's when it wasn't no. Who was the guy from San Antonio with Duncan and them that just used to play with. He was the defensive guy. He used to play in the car. I can't think of his name. Bruce Bowen. Wasn't no Bruce Bowens back then. Everybody could shoot. You couldn't leave nobody open. And that's what Golden State had. Golden State brought that back into vogue. Before it was, after Jordan, you got to have the number one guy. Kobe. This is the number two guy. This is the Batman. This is the Robin. And Golden State said, you know what? We don't have to play like that to win. We could pass the ball. Everybody can shoot on this team. Let's swing the ball, cut, make the extra pass to the open man, and we'll be all right.
But they go get the best
and they went 73 and they went 73 and 9.
And then they had to go get the best.
They didn't have to.
Of our
they didn't have to. They went 73 and 9.
Kevin Durant fell on
No.
They didn't have to go get him.
ISO score.
They didn't
shoot from anywhere.
They didn't have to go get him.
They call him up.
No. When you going against
hold on.
Hold on. When you going against Thanos, you got to get everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw the end game of Avengers, they had Howard the Duck out there.
Yeah.
They in there rumbling.
They had already won a title. They didn't have to go get Kevin Durant. They won. They set the NBA record for wins without him.
Durant, LeBron doesn't have to knock on how many chips he don't have.
Maybe
they had to go get Kevin Durant.
They didn't have to go get him. They didn't have to go get him.
They wouldn't have stopped them LeBron chips.
Maybe
so they
not.
Had to get him.
They didn't have to get him.
They wouldn't have won.
But they didn't have to get him.
Yeah,
you keep in mind when LeBron beat them, they went to Game 7. They didn't sweep them. They didn't sweep them and then now we need Kevin Durant. They went to Game 7 and won by what? 1 point?
They knew they needed Kevin Durant. LeBron took them Bulls to the wire with
Kevin Durant made them win in 5 games and made them sweep them. So therefore, like he said,
and without Durant, they won in 7.
But I say if you don't never get Durant,
you don't beat LeBron.
No, it's arguable.
No, it's arguable.
They beat him the first time.
That's why they ran.
They lost the second time.
You don't go run and get the best ISO scorer for no reason.
Nah, I'm gonna tell
just because he's out here. You don't do that.
I'm gonna tell you what the Warriors did. All right. It's like the first time they won the fight, right? Second time they got that punch to the face. Well, I can't take this. Even though if they really went back to the gym and trained a little bit more, they could have came back and went for round.
And the 73 and 9 Warriors was up 3 games to 1, dog.
Yeah.
They was up 3 games to 1.
And Draymond
the 73 and 9.
KD for LeBron.
The 73 and 9 Warriors was up 3 games to 1, and Draymond got suspended. That series was over.
It was done.
It was over. Come on, man. This is revisionist history.
We don't know what happened.
They lost.
We don't know.
They lost in Game 7. LeBron didn't come back. LeBron didn't come back with a healthy Love and a healthy Kyrie and beat them dudes in 5.
We would know that.
They was down 3-1 and had to win in 7 on a clutch shot at the end of the game.
People forget so quick, man.
Come on, man.
Hindsight can be your best friend.
Hindsight's gonna be 2020.
Mr. Kristan Lewis out of Florida says Boogie Cousins to LA.
Yeah.
And do you think that he fits?
Yeah, I think anybody can fit with LeBron. He's gonna pass and run. I mean, whatever you can do, LeBron gonna get you the rock. And I think him and AD played together and with the Pelicans. So right now it's just acquiring talent.
They passers.
Yeah.
Everybody's a passer.
Right now you just getting pieces and talent and get the best talent available out there. And you may go get big ball. Bring in Melo. What's Melo doing? I saw him on a yacht, but this is not that type of show.
Yeah. He was fishing.
He was fishing. I was like, he was fishing.
Yeah, he was fishing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
With no hook.
My homie Steve said Draymond did play 6 of those games. So we're going to talk about one game out of the 6. He did play 6 of them.
And they won 3 of them.
He did play 6 of them.
And they won 3 of them.
Hey, they ain't won enough. He played 3 of them. He had 3 more games to win 1. He
missed that pivotal game.
They won 3. Okay. What I'm saying is that 73, you can't tell me a 73-9 had to run out and get nobody.
They did, because LeBron took him to the wire.
Just like earlier when Sunni said that the Bucks and the Raptors was Bucks was up 2-0. If they win that game and they go up 3-0, that changed the dynamic of the whole series.
We seen
so
it
that
before.
Same thing with Draymond.
Yeah,
if they win that particular game, it changed the dynamic of the series. That's just the fact. Momentum.
Listen.
I remember the Lakers and Boston did it. Remember Kendrick Perkins? Did he get kicked out or something like that?
He tore his ACL.
That middle wasn't the same.
Rasheed Wallace was dead on his feet at the end of that game. And all they needed was a rebound, and they couldn't get it.
That's what happens. It's a game of inches. But definitely, it's going to be interesting to see where D'Angelo Russell winds up. He could be a piece for a trade. But if you look at Golden State since Leonard went to the Clippers, I think they're still in the mix. You know, and the Clay's going to come back. He probably won't be himself, but they're still moving forward if you keep those three together and
You
be around.
don't
Might
think
be able
Russell's
to be
going to
there.
stay there?
Huh?
You don't think Russell's going to stay there this year?
They can't do Russell, Clay, and
Well, they already
Curry?
signed him. They signed Russell. They just signed Clay
Get for him.
for Russell.
Okay. So what they need?
But I wonder.
They might hold on to him till the middle of the year.
I was wondering if the Russell piece was to make a move if Kawhi went to the Lakers. They're like saying we got to set up, moving forward. But now it seems more evenly matched. You got to be confident in yourself. They're like, look, Kawhi is in the Clippers now. He got Paul George. We still have our core three together here.
Right.
And we bring in D'Angelo Russell. Maybe we stay with D'Angelo Russell, but D'Angelo Russell is kind of ball dominant because a lot of people say, can he learn to be a shooter, a spot up shooter, because he likes to dribble and score off the dribble. I know, Clay had 62 points on 17 dribbles. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that move with them. And definitely the Kemba Walker in Boston.
I like that. I like that thing in Boston there with Kemba and Tatum and Jalen Brown. I like that. I really do.
Yeah, so it should be interesting to see. And exactly, they went out and got some big men. They can't stop Embiid. None of those big men they got is a threat to Embiid.
Not
I
at all.
don't think Cantor can defend him or whatever.
Cantor.
I think they got an excellent coach in
can't
Boston.
stick
So I'm curious to
Without
see
a doubt.
how that works. So if it comes in and it works out, and Kemba and Boston is rolling like we thought they would be rolling this past year.
You got some problems with
It's a chance you could say that maybe Kyrie didn't want, him and Stevens wasn't on the same page at some point.
You got some problems with defending Jalen Brown, Tatum, and Kemba. You got your hands full. Defensively anyway. You got to bring it.
But I like what I think Jonathan said it earlier is that losing Horford that takes some size away.
It was big.
That was big.
And he was a guy with his size that could
grit,
bring
man.
your
He had
center
that
out.
grit.
He could bring your center out. You know what I mean? He could be that guy in the pick and roll with pick and pop. He can go
Very
into the
big,
basket.
very big.
He was a smart guy. You know what I mean? He's won at damn near every level I guess he's been at. He's long. And so I think that may hurt them because even with Jalen Brown and Tatum, that now they're not as big. They're not as
physical.
big. They were able to play. They were able to play
They're
Horford
athletic
with
but
Baines
they're
a
not
lot.
tall.
And I think that's what the Sixers are kind of looking at. They play Horford and Baines, so you should be able to play Embiid and. Both of these guys can shoot outside. They can be inside.
And that was the one team that beat the Sixers a lot. I mean, Sixers really struggled against them because Horford could take Embiid and they could sag down off the
That
bench.
defense can't help you now once he comes away from the basket.
And then when Embiid needs to sit, Horford can play Embiid's game. Now he's not
Absolutely.
Embiid. He
Right.
can shoot the outside
Right.
three.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
the Sixers doesn't have to switch up their,
I think they're looking at it
their
like
offense.
if you look at the vets that played for Toronto this year that hit shots and got hot, we just need you to be in spurts. Give us some good time during the season, get us ready in position, and use your veteran savvy when it comes down to the most important parts of the game and deliver. So I think that's exactly what
I tell you
they're trying to
another
do.
thing too, man, with that Golden State situation with having all these players and you can bring these guys in and you can pass the ball and all that is just like the Spurs when they were battling Miami those few years. None of those guys are playing over 35 minutes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where when you got that one guy, you got LeBron, he playing 41 minutes a night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That takes a toll when you that guy and you going up against all of this. And you saw it this year when Golden State's bench wasn't as deep.
Yeah.
That you could see Golden State getting gassed now. Now you lose Durant and you just, Clay, those guys, they can still play, they can compete and all that, but you saw them in the fourth quarters, they were gassed against Toronto. And that plays a part, man. And when lack of depth and you just having these three
Those
big
minutes,
guys. So I
man.
think
Quality players.
you see the Lakers now, they trying to go out and get not just guys, like they had in Miami. We just gonna go get some guys, some veteran players. They need to get some actual guys. So you know what? I can sit LeBron James on the bench for a nice blow during the game.
Yeah.
Because the last few teams he's been on haven't been able to do that.
It's
You know what I'm
never
saying? They haven't
cool
been able to
when
do that.
you got to keep doing 40 plus.
Yeah, and
it's never cool.
If we take you out the game, we got a 10-point lead.
Right.
We lose it.
Yeah.
We take you out the game, and the game is tied. We down 10. You know what I'm saying? So you need those other guys. You need those other guys, and I think that's one thing that the Sixers have subscribed to with the way they putting the team together. I can take Embiid out the game for stretches, like you just said, and Horford be in the game, and he, we don't lose really much in rebounding and defense.
Run the same offense.
Right. And I can take
Pick and pop
Horford
and
out
Horford.
and Embiid is in, and I can have them both in, and I can,
Right.
so I think that's when you see teams now. I think that's the one thing that they are trying to do is,
Got
add
them interchangeable
depth.
parts.
You know what I mean, you need to, how many times you watch Golden State play in the last few years, and it's like, man, they doing this, and Durant been on the bench for the last 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you got a Kevin Durant coming in fresh. He only playing 36 minutes a night throughout the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a difference. You know what I mean? Even with the great LeBron James, if I got to battle Kevin Durant, or I got to chase Klay Thompson or bang with Draymond Green, and he fresh because he getting a blow for 8 minutes. He just sat on the bench for, in real time, 35 minutes.
Right.
And I can't go out before a timeout. That makes a difference. That makes a difference because now you're 6'9", your athletic ability, none of that stuff. We even now.
Right.
It's like you fighting Superman with green kryptonite around your neck. Y'all even now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You saw what Batman did to Superman when he had that kryptonite, and basically rest to a guy like LeBron and some of these other guys, Westbrook. That's kryptonite. You know what I mean? If you're not getting it, eventually you gonna wear down. You playing a long season, a lot of games. Man.
I got a question for a Lakers fan right here, man. Do y'all keep Kuzma?
Yeah, we got to keep Kuzma.
They gotta keep Kuzma.
Got to keep Kuzma.
I actually forgot they got Kuzma. So they got some.
His confidence is so high right now because
They long.
He could just go play too.
Yeah, it's so high right now.
Oh, I guess you about to bring the Lakers up right when I got into it.
I'll switch you Lakers.
He want to know why he's the only man left. You know, he want to show why he's the only man left.
Why they kept me and got rid of everybody else.
He want to show that, and you seen flashes of him going to the rack and just not caring who was down there last year. You know, he showed flashes that he can be one of those guys. You know, and he's up and coming. And you need an up and coming guy that knows that LeBron and AD is the guys, and I'm going to put my work in, but they the guys, and so I think he will play.
So you telling me the Lakers gonna have a lineup of AD, Boogie, Kuzma, LeBron?
Now, he said Boogie off the bench, right?
I think Boogie should
He gonna have to.
Yo, no,
I think
but
Boogie should
I
come off
got
the
a monkey wrench for you though. What if y'all could trade Kuzma and put a package together with some draft picks and y'all get Westbrook?
We ain't got no money.
They ain't got no more
Y'all
draft
still got
picks
the
left.
32-5, don't y'all?
No, we just signed.
Oh, that's signed Danny Green.
Danny Green.
They're using this money to
Just
get
signed.
bodies now. They're using the money to get
my bad.
bodies.
Trying
They
to
need
get
bodies.
a dollar.
My bad.
Which
Yeah,
that's another one that's gonna hurt Golden State.
Oh yeah.
Golden State is deflated.
Yeah, losing him. He was another
I
guy.
wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't be the
They
eighth
traded
seed.
him because that Breakfast
I
Club.
wouldn't be surprised they wouldn't be the eighth seed this year if they get in.
Talking about the
Yeah,
the
because
medical
it's low.
They
staff.
traded 2 days later.
You got the Nuggets low seed, the Cavs
You
low
want to
seed.
talk, huh?
The Spurs gonna get in there.
He's
I
he
wouldn't
was
be
a guy.
surprised.
We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it.
Iguodala was a guy that could do a lot of things.
Yo,
He's a smart player.
the
He
West
guard a lot
gonna be
of
real
players.
tough this season.
Yeah.
Real tough.
I would be
The
surprised.
West is gonna be like the NFC in football.
if they don't
So,
get in.
Definitely. Yo, before we get out here, we want to shout out little development over at Wilmington. With the young lady.
Got a
A
15-year-old.
15-year-old out of Atlanta. She's out of Atlanta originally. Now she's in out of Florida, who's playing in Wilmington. She started off. They did some vote. She was like seeded 300. They invited her over, let her play in, to qualify to play in. She plays in. She has to go up against a 39-year-old Venus Williams and beats her. And then they're like, okay, that's pretty much. Then she wins her next match. Then they said, okay, whatever. And then pretty recently, in her latest match, she has advanced all the way to the round of 16, round 4. And she fought off like numerous match points against her, whatever, to rally. Corey Coco Golf, she said Venus definitely was a inspiration, the Williams sisters for her. But it's just difficult to tell you that she's 15 years old, playing in Wilmington on the world stage, and able to compete and win. It's just a
Amazing.
It's amazing. You think back when you were 15, the things you were nervous about.
There's no other level to go up to. Like you can't go
It's
no
like
higher.
ninth grade, right?
Yeah, you can't go no higher. What you doing? What you doing playing out there? Like what's going on?
What
And
you do
winning.
this summer?
That's
They don't let
freshman.
you go back to school. What
That's
you
like
do this
playing.
summer?
That's like playing go from playing freshman football to playing in the NFL.
You in high school? Look, you got a Wimbledon person that won Wimbledon in your class. Like what up? What you doing here?
That's and you just figure the strength that she's out.
Yeah, she outdone.
And it's just it's remarkable to see. But like you said, you sitting in one of the biggest tennis
Oh.
tournaments in the world.
They ain't even supposed to be there.
And it's
Because
millions
they drinking.
and millions of people watching.
Yeah.
Millions of people watching
Yeah.
and go out and be able to perform at this level. That's kind
Oh,
of
it's
remarkable,
big.
man.
Very
You know?
big.
Endorsements
Shout out to
gonna
her,
go up,
man.
but,
Shout out to
shout out
her.
to Demetrius Park.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Demetrius Park and Lakia Muhammad is on watching. Shout out.
Oh, shout out. Definitely.
But her endorsements is about to go out the room.
Yeah.
They might even do a little show on.
Hey,
Venus and Serena
everybody
sister.
everybody can't skip college.
Yeah. I mean,
Skipping high school, Brian.
Homeschool. We homeschool, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, she got to be homeschooled. Ain't no way you get that talent going to school.
Yeah,
she got to be homeschooled.
I mean, she's on the circuit, but definitely, just to think about that, 15 years old. You know, when I was 15, I was could you imagine that pressure? It's unbelievable. And what? Not just to be happy to be there. To keep fighting to be down in the match and then come back.
Because look, you can
was one of
say
the best matches.
I'm at the Wimbledon and you still be cool with that. You
You
know.
was checking how many strings you had. 15, dog. You was checking how many strings you had. You comparing strings out there.
You just nervous for driving the car.
Yeah.
Mr. Damon Plenty says that it starts with good parenting for the young lady, instill confidence and encouragement. You're right, brother. You're absolutely
That's where it
right.
all comes from. But definitely, fellas, we had a good session. Sports Talk Live for the culture. We'll be back next week. Start a little NFL conversation.
I smell the grass. I smell the grass.
Yes, sir.
It got wet early. I smell it too.
Start breaking down these conferences. Start breaking down what's going on in the league. The NFC looks like it's going to be very heavy loaded.
Training camp is right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Definitely. And we got shout out to the women nationals team. They're playing for the gold tomorrow.
All right.
10 a.m.
Let's get it.
They're going to do. Let's get that gold cup.
Let's get it.
We out. Peace. Talk to you.
Peace.